ఎందుకంటే
Okay. Hello everyone. Good evening. We are having a continued class from yesterday. Yesterday we did talk about fire and arson. There is a difference between fire, and today, fire and arson. So, when it has been voluntarily an unlawful burning, or a heated substance has been used to cause burn when there is guilty mind, guilty action. So, with related to that part, we are going to deal with one more part in today's class. So I'm just starting the class. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, so we are basically, going to talk on a thing called as forensic photography. So one second. Yeah. So we are going to deal on forensic photography, though. Why? Because forensic photography is something which, many a times is being used, to come to a conclusion in many cases, taking photographs. And not just burn cases, we should also understand photography is important when you want to say about a crime scene. Okay, so what are the important things that you will have to see just from the word photo? Okay, and when photography are related to forensic medicine and how it can help you to come to a conclusion is what I am going to talk about in today's class. So the most of the things that I have taken is from the following book, which I've shown on the screen. So you can also refer this book. There are various, this book when I was referring, there are various various topics or various subjects which are being covered in this book. So many things like, principles about cameras, this, that, and all. But other than that, what are the photographs to be taken when it comes to injuries, when it comes to fatalities, when it comes to underwater photography, when it comes to road traffic accidents? What about documentation? How digital photography can be helped out? The following few of the topics which are being covered in this book, and I'm really, appreciating this part for this author, David R. Redsicker, who has done an excellent job in this book. It's a small book. I don't know how much it cost. It was there in my library. So when I was reading, I was going through it. I thought I should share it with you when it comes to burn cases as a lawyer, to know few things. So with that introduction, I would like to start today's class, and that is why you need to take photos from various angles. Okay. So always remember one thing, and that is key. You cannot take the whole courtroom or the defense or public prosecutor or the judge, or the people who are witnessing, okay, to the crime scene. It is not always possible. So how do we go over there? How can you take the other person who is standing on the next witness box or sitting at the judge's position or listening to your defense? How can you take them to the crime scene is through photographs. You can take sketches, you can make a movie, a 3D movie, You can make a video of the same, of the crime scene, or you can take various photographs, like how you see in this scene. So when you take all these sketches, make a movie, make a video of the crime scene, take photographs of the wall, floor, ceiling, fan, clocks, clothes. This book is talking about everything. It is an excellent book. It is even telling you to take the photographs of clocks which are present inside the house. And I'm sure that every house, at least two clocks are there. So I was thinking, why this clock, this author wants to say that take photograph of the clock. And I was surprised to know that, because if it is burned, the time might get stuck and you might get an idea when did the crime scene take place, when did the wrongful act, unlawful act take place. And with this photographs, what will happen is it will help to accomplish or come to a conclusion, है ना, to give justice, serve justice, acquainted करने के लिए. So you will, this photographs will help the investigating officers. It will help the public prosecutors. It will help the defense lawyers. It will help the witnesses and even to know the suspects. I will come to that point also. And one of the important, I like this line which has been written in the same book. I'm just star marking that part, and that is the only form to preserve or freeze the crime scene before it is destroyed by an external person. An external person can be anyone. It can be a person, an investigating officer, it can be the public, it can be the media people, it can be anyone who enter into the crime scene and the crime scene is totally disturbed. And they say that you should not do that, so that the crime scene is not been disturbed. All the photographs. And the book also says one more thing, and that is if in case you reach the crime scene late, okay, you can take the photographs from the media who was present at the crime scene before you reached. So that was one important, factor which I feel like these are the things which one should understand. Photographs का इतना importance है forensic medicine. If it can come to a conclusion that, well, how photos will help, the last point which was written over there. It will assist you to mental reconstruction of the structure, clarify and aid in collecting evidences or giving evidences. It will identify the witnesses who all are been witnessing this part. It will also help to identify the suspects, how suspects and all. We will read many things, so you will understand that part also in the coming slides. It has been written. It will prove the suspect's presence in the scene. ये these 2 points I will be mentioning in detail in the coming slide. Documentation of pre-fire, post-fire, like how you see in this photograph, and the amount of damage that the burn has caused in the crime scene as well as on the body of the individual. Not just the crime scene or not just the house or the place where the crime has taken place. Everything. Every single thing. Then, what photos are required? First thing, you have to take photographs of the exterior of the crime scene. A house is there. Okay. You took an what we say photograph. You are called been or the doctor is being called to the crime scene. And over there, what happens is when you come outside, there might be a scene which you see, the doctor might see. That crime scene has to be photographed. That moment has to be captured. What you saw when I went to the crime scene, what was the first thing that I saw? Did I see the smoke? Did I see the suit? Did I see some kind of, breakage? Did I see the indicators of fire flow, heat flow, like, electric conductors which have been, broken, or some irregularities there in the electric box? Or if there was a combustion, whether there was some kind of, heated substance which was placed at the kitchen, and suddenly from the kitchen the fire started and the whole house was being burnt. So what is a heat source? Was any fuel being used? What is the area of origin? From where did it start? Exactly. Primary kuch hai, secondary kuch hai, that has to be ruled out. If forensic evidences are being collected, what are the things that are being collected? We can do a photography of the same. What is the fatality that has happened? Like, for example, only single person is injured or a mass group of people, more than two individuals, are being affected because of this single fire incident which has happened near to us. Then autopsy, postmortem examination. Photos, documentation is very important. Taking of photographs, yesterday also I was talking about the same thing. And that is, photographs might be present, yes. Photos are taken. Thousands of photos are being taken. But these photos which are being taken remains in our mind or in our memory for a certain period of time, for a limited time. So what happens is when you go back to your department, it is, very important for me to discuss it with my colleagues to come to a conclusion what are their views about the same photo. What is there in or what nahi? Is there anything new that my colleague can see in the same photo which I have taken? So, photos have been taken, but it stays in my memory for a limited time. So, what I need to do? I need to discuss with my colleagues and take their opinions, conclusions, which will help me to come to a conclusion. That is the final aim. And when I am taking those photographs, the author is very clearly saying, and this is what is being followed. Directly, indirectly, I am also doing the same thing. And that was, once I see the photograph, I'm going back to my department, I'm discussing with my colleagues, okay? And then after the discussion, what do? I come back, okay? And everything is been written down. Can you see the last part? This part, document in writing. So when I was going to the crime scene, what was the scene? At what time did I reach there? And relating the fire, the photographs, and giving explanation. See, considerable thousands of photos are being taken from different fire scenes with labeling. As you can see, this is the labeling 8 number which you see in the image. Okay. So this is labeling and then the photographs is taken. So when they are asking me, Phil, why did you take this photograph? I should be able to explain them. Sir, I took this photograph because it is 8 number. Okay. So in my documentation, number 8 should be, like for example, 8 over here it is 8. So I should be in my documentation when I'm writing, it should be 8, which represents the footprint. A footprint किसी का भी हो सकता है, can be of the suspect, can be of the victim, can be of the some witness. So I have to document that properly. So all the labeling, proper labeling, and then photography, and then explaining and getting the people oriented towards that photograph. Not just my colleagues. But if in case you are coming and sitting in front of me and asking me, Phil, why did you take this photograph? And when I'm standing in the witness box, and in the witness box, someone questions me, Phil, why did you take this photograph? I should be able to point out the different things in the area so that when I'm explaining, remember the first slide that I took, when I am, explaining what will happen, the jury or the people who are sitting in front of me, the judge who is sitting, the lawyers who are sitting, the public prosecutor, defense lawyer, or anyone else who is listening to me should return. They should return to the crime scene through the photograph. So that image should be formed in their head when I'm telling you, sir, this is the form, this is the entry room. From there, the victim went to the left and to the right. Then he took this one and then he took a knife, and then he went to the bedroom. And from the bedroom, we can see the blood marks which is coming out. So you see the footprints which are on this direction because it is towards this side. Either it can be he is going inside the room or it can be he's coming out of the room. So either one of it, not that, I'm saying according to the footprints which are present. So those, correlation has to be formed. Correlating footprints with the entry or exit. Blood can be of the victim or the accused. Blood sprinkling, okay, or different equipments which are present, weapons which are present. So all these things has to be documented properly, and those documentation should be immediately. Now when it comes to immediate part, I want to say this, and that is within 1 or 2 days. You might ask me why 1 to 2 days? Because as a human being, one of my professor always says, "Arey, hum bhi to full on human being hai." And I just want to tell the same thing. And we are human beings. We tend to forget many things. And when we see the photographs, many things comes in our mind. Oh, ये कुछ नया देख रहा है. So photographs preferably should be a colored one, and photograph should be, as you see in this image, one close shot should be there and one long shot should be there from far, but a clear image, multiple images. Like I want to take an image of this part, okay, you take 2 3 photographs of just this direction, then this 2 3 photographs, so that if in case something goes wrong, and if there is a specific point which you want to just take that specific thing, evidence, go closer to that item, take a photograph, come little far, take a photographs of the same. This is how we document. Multiple photographs, far shot, long shot, close shot, so that everything is being covered up. All things has to be covered up, but without disturbing the crime scene. Now, documentation not just of the things which have been disturbed or damaged. Documentation of such things which are not even disturbed, which are not missing, but are indirectly being affected. Like you see this photograph. There are multiple people who are burned. I mean, died. Sorry, not burned. I died. But there is, if you see the surrounding area, there is no one deformity which has happened. And you will ask me, if there is no burn thing, no shoot, no nothing, then Phil, why are you showing me this thing? And that is because I want to tell you is there can be a time when, like people who are living in Mumbai and Delhi and all, they will know there are buildings. So, in the buildings, if the second floor is has set on fire, there might be an heated uh, air, or air which is being lifted. Okay, and the fire, the smoke, sorry, not the air, the smoke. Okay, the smoke might go to third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor, how much higher it goes, because fire is more heavy than the air. So what happens, it goes upwards. So the people who are staying at this third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor might not be directly affected because of the fire, but they might be affected because of the smoke which is being released because of the combustion, because of the fire. And that they might inhale that smoke, and that might lead to the death of those individuals. That is what has all of these people died suddenly when a fire was started downstairs. Notice there is no fire damage to this room. The explanation that has been written. Victims are succumbed to other noxious gases besides carbon monoxide. Now, what happens in this carbon monoxide? Now, I'm just explaining you this part, sir, madam. In carbon monoxide poisoning, when you inhale and when the oxygen level decreases in your body, they create a sense of confusion in your mind. So at that time, the person might not know what to do. And in that confusion, they might get unconscious and they keep on inhaling that dangerous or that poisonous gas, and they might collapse and die, as you can see in this image. There is no fire. Then how did the person die? Because of the respired poisonous gas which is present in the environment. This is the second book which I wanted to discuss with you all. I will be discussing with you all, that is Forensic Pathology textbook by J. Dix. Okay, I have taken the photographs from the same books. That is why I have also mentioned the book on the right side of the screen. Now, coming to the yesterday's class, which I was talking about arson, how will you come to a conclusion that an arson has taken place or unlawful act has been done? So you look at the various, like you just see in this image which is there. Okay, so this is the, on the wall that you see is the soot particles. Here, this is the body. The windows, you can see the glasses are broken. And you can see is the combustible which has been used. Or the fuel. The whole crime scene has to be understood. Is there any disturbance? Is there any footprints? Is there any blood stains? Is there any breakage? What about the doors? What about the windows which are present in the house? Do you think someone would have entered through that, or someone would have exited through that window, entered through this door, exited through that door, entered through the window, exited through the roof? Not needed every house, the roof has to be a proper roofing or like a sealed one. It can be made up of asbestos or a sheet, the fiber sheet. If you go to rural areas, you might know about it. Fiber sheets have been used, and those fiber sheets can be easily cut down and can be entered into. So that has to be made sure that is there something like that. What about the body? So then with this, in that, there is a part which talks about, yeah, the fourth point, color of smoke and flame. This is again and again been mentioned by me. Yesterday's class also I was talking about the same. And this slide I really wanted to share with you all, and that is how will a smoke or a flame look when any combustible is being used. Like
Sir,
more commonly.
sorry to interrupt. I have a question out of curiosity.
Yeah, yes, sir,
What is
yes,
the
sir, please.
significance of this LPG cylinder on this crime scene? It
No, no, I
seems to
did.
be a planted one.
Yeah, yeah. It should be, sir. It can be a planted one. Okay. Hello. So can you
Ji,
listen? Can you hear me, sir?
I am listening, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So it can be a planned one. What happens is, sir, they don't can be like, if it is a case of suicide or let's say homicide, okay, they don't want that person to be alive or any chance of escape. So if you see, that it has been phased towards the 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 opening. If you see over here, the regulator's opening, it is facing towards the bed, and the fumes might be entered. But if you ask me why didn't it burst, and that is why I'll tell you that will be called as an accidental case, because not everything can be answered why this didn't happen, and we can just tell you by the smell in the room. We can see if there is the fumes which an LPG smell will have, from that we can make out, yeah, there is an LPG smell which is coming in the room. If a combustible other than the LPG gas is being used, for example kerosene or petroleum which is being used, okay, most commonly we get kerosenes nowadays, we don't get petrol nowadays so easily. But we can remove it from a car, from a bike or something, and then use it. But then the smell can be perceived easily from the crime scene. Yes, sir?
Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So there are various combustible which are being used from the various one. The commonest one which is being used is, I will star mark over here, the wood, paper, clothes, cooking oil, which is more common in Indian scenarios if you see. Okay, petroleum and kerosene. These are the four commonest biofuels which are being used, or combustible materials which are being used in Indian scenario. Most of the cases that I have seen. Okay, other than the electrical part. Other than the electrical part. Okay, these are the four other combustibles which are being used, and the smoke when you go for the crime scene. Okay, like what suit over here, if you can see, this part which you see suit. Okay, this you can see as gray, brown, or black in color. Okay, so these are the commonest thing. that are being used. Okay, with this, I'm ending this class, which is related to the photography part. Why I'm taking this photography part, and then I will be talking about some other things in the coming week. I will be talking more about histopathology. I want to talk about many other things. This part, photography, is an important thing not just for burn cases, it is also important in cases of crime scene. Okay, so we are starting with the not PM report, not related to the burn case. Like yesterday, I told you, I will be also discussing one of the why I'm showing you this photograph is to recreation. If the crime scene if the body was found in this area, let's say. Okay. So if the body was found in this area, what about the entrance? What about the window? What about the door? Okay, what about the other rooms which are available? Because point of origin again is important for us. Okay, from where did the crime scene start? From where did the burn come? Is it because of some other origin? Is it because of crime scene or someone else has used it? Or is it or someone else has produced it? Or is it because of some accident which has happened? So all these things has to be ruled out. Okay, that is why a 3D image of the crime scene has to be recreated. Recreation is important and photography of the same. Now coming to this part, one of the colleagues have shared this with me. Okay, and in this one, uh, few of the questions that are there in my mind, and that is one. Okay, you are saying that it is an identified body, everything is good. If in case, if it was not there, if it was an unidentified body, then what are the things? I have no clue what this means. Okay. Then the rest of the things, this is little bit. One thing, everything has to be written in an eligible handwriting. But this is where most of the doctors fail because many of things when they write, it is not clear. Okay, so uh, this is one thing that I want to tell. It is not in an eligible handwriting. Many things are not understood by me. I don't know whether whoever has sent me this knows what it has been written. What this means, I have no idea. Okay. Okay, here it has been written over the head about the injury. It says fracture over the right parieto-occipital region. Parieto-occipital region is this one, prominence, the back part. Okay, in this area there is an injury at the top. Okay, on the right side. Okay, which is more commonly because of road traffic accident, RTAs, road traffic, and antemortem in nature. Antemortem, bleeding present in both the ears. If I'm not wrong, it is ears. Fine, because I'll tell you how does this bleeding come? Because if in case in front aspect, this area, if there is a fracture, front aspect, then the bleeding will be from the nose. Okay, if there is a fracture which is on the vertex, the crown area here, then the bleeding will be from the ears. If there is a fracture at the back, you might not see anything. The bleeding might be there from the ears, not necessarily. Times are there when you might not see any bleeding at the back, but the head will be stiff because the person will not be able to move his head like this. This movement won't be there. So that is how we medically rule it out. For that, we will have to understand mechanical injuries chapter also in deep. In this one, sir, if this is normal, I hope the question is that this is norm. I mean, not the question, the answer is this is normal. But then if it is congested, if this point means congested on cut session, how can that be normal? Normal things cannot be congested. Normal, I don't understand what you mean by normal. If you are saying congested and at the same time they are saying it's normal, It cannot be like that. Either it has to be normal or you say that it is congested. Then the last part, it is saying hemorrhage and shock due to fracture over right parieto-occipital bone. Okay, that can be possible because again, why, how it can be possible? Hemorrhage because of the right parieto, this one. And if you remember, there was bleeding. If you can see this part, there was bleeding present in both ears. So bleeding will lead to hemorrhage. Bleeding leads to hemorrhage, leads to hypovolemic shock, which leads to coma, which leads to death. This is how a person dies because of bleeding. Okay. And bleeding, the reason for bleeding from both the ears was the fracture, which is present. So there is no doubt. If you ask me how did the fracture happen, fracture has happened because of blunt force trauma. So there is no doubt about it. The cause of death, there is no doubt about that one. But then the question is this part and this part. The person has signed, okay. What about his designation? What about a seal? What about his? I'm writing down all these things. I'll share the slide with you, sir. You will have better idea about it. What about the seal? What about the stamp? What about the, okay, date has been mentioned. What about the place where it has been issued? Okay, what about the address? Address, if place for example, from which institute it has been done, whether it is any corporate hospital, from a postmortem center, if there is a postmortem center, what is the name? So all these things has to be mentioned. So if those things are not there, we very clearly tell. Even a MBBS student, when he's coming for a practical exam, we tell them that, make a fake, seal, stamp and all. So that during practical exam, not during when they are practicing, for examination part, during second year, third year. So when we say this to MBBS students, why can't the doctor who is a practicing doctor use those things? So that is what I want to say and conclude. Over here, I want to stop. If there is any doubts in anyone's mind you want to ask, you can surely ask the doubts.
मैं पूछ सकता हूँ
Also say,
सर आपने भी नॉर्मल और इसका ऊपर बताया नॉर्मल और कंजेस्टेड राइट सर तो उसका स्ट्रक्चर तो नॉर्मल होगा लेकिन कंजेस्टेड में ब्लड जमा हो गया होगा ऐसा भी तो हो
सर
सकता है
देखो, अगर कंजेशन होना है तो वहां पे ब्लीडिंग होना चाहिए या कुछ डिफॉर्मिटी होना चाहिए, तभी आप कंजेशन बोल रहे हो। और अब मैं अगर कंजेशन बोल रहा हूँ तो फिर वो नॉर्मल नहीं हुआ ना, वो चेंज हो गया उसका। हाँ, अगर
नहीं
आप बोल रहे हो कि
लेकिन
आर्किटेक्चर नॉर्मल है तो वो चीज को मेंशन करना बहुत जरूरी है। अदरवाइज यू आर सेइंग नॉर्मल एंड कंजेस्टेड, ये ऐसा नहीं हो सकता। लाइक व्हाट यू सेड राइट, अब मेरा कोई हाथ में कोई डिफॉर्मिटी नहीं है, यू आर सेइंग इट इज नॉर्मल, द आर्किटेक्चर इज नॉर्मल, बट एट द सेम टाइम यू आर सेइंग देयर इज अ फ्रैक्चर। अंडरस्टूड मैं क्या बोलने चाहता हूँ? कि वहां पे अगर
हाँ
फ्रैक्चर है तो 100% देयर इज अ डिफॉर्मिटी दैट हैज हैपेंड। ओके, सो यू
लेकिन वो
कैन नॉट
फ्रैक्चर
कॉल
नहीं
इट
कह
लाइक
रहा है सर
नॉर्मल।
कंजेस्टेड कह रहे हैं
हाँ
सर वो कंजेस्टेड कह रहे हैं ब्लड
हाँ हाँ, तो
डिपॉजिट
मैं
हो गया
वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि आप बोल रहे हो कि नॉर्मल भी है, कंजेस्टेड है, तो अगर उसको जस्टिफाई उसको करना पड़ेगा कि वो किस बात को नॉर्मल कह रहा है। whether, like you said, whether he's saying that the architecture, the anatomy is not been changed, so fine, उसको जस्टिफाई करना पड़ेगा वो चीज को।
सर दूसरा ये फोटोग्राफ्स में इंटीग्रिटी ऑफ इमेजेस कैसे देखा जाता है कि इमेजेस ली गई है उसकी इंटीग्रिटी सही है कि नहीं, मेटा डेटा सही है कि नहीं, कैसे उसका आइडेंटिफाई करें?
सर आपको उसके लिए तो सर कैसा है ना कि अगर जो इंसान ने जो फोटोग्राफ्स लिया है उसी को
हम्म।
विटनेस बॉक्स में, क्योंकि ये मैं जो बुक रीड कर रहा था और वैसे ही है सर, जैसे मैंने अगर फोटोग्राफ्स लिया है तो मुझसे क्वेश्चनिंग किया जाएगा कि ये फोटोग्राफ्स का तूने लिया क्यों, और वो फोटोग्राफ्स में जो चीज मैं बोल रहा हूँ वही चीज डॉक्यूमेंटेड है या नहीं। बिकॉज क्या होता है सर, बहुत सारी चीजें हम लिखते नहीं है और बाद में जब देखते हैं फोटोग्राफ्स को तो याद आता है। तो उस चीज को आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, को रिलेट करना पड़ेगा कि ये जो बोल रहा है और जो डॉक्यूमेंटेशन उसने किया है दोनों सेम है या नहीं, तभी आप उसका इंटीग्रिटी पे बिलीव कर सकते हो या यू कैन प्रूव इट।
तो सर ये स्ट्रॉन्ग एविडेंस भी है और वीक एविडेंस भी है।
सर इट इज या एट द सेम टाइम सर कैसा है ना कि मैंने आप लोग बताया ना, कई सारे चीजें जो मैं देख रहा हूँ जब वही फोटोग्राफ्स में आपको दिखाऊंगा यू माइट सी अ डिफरेंट थिंग। So that is why discussion is very important about photographs. It will, like it says, the book also says, and I also believe that thing. It will preserve and freeze the, situation how it was when I saw the crime scene. Okay, so it will give you a very positive thing, but at the same time, if I have missed it, और मुझे वो फोटोग्राफ क्यों लिया है उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन ही नहीं है, तो इट इज अगेन अ वीकर एविडेंस।
इम्प्रॉपर सीन हो गया तो।
या इनप्रॉपर की
और
मैंने
और
फोटोग्राफ्स इतना सारा लिया है बट मेरे को पता ही नहीं मैंने ये फोटोग्राफ्स लिया क्यों, और उसमें मैं कुछ एक्सप्लेनेशन ही नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ, बट मैंने वो फोटोग्राफ्स अटैच करके भेजा है। और कल के दिन में जब 1 साल 2 साल के बाद में वो जब आ रहा है, those photographs when
याद
it
है।
is coming you are handing over me to explain this but I am not able to explain the thing,
Sir,
or
Phil sir, I'm
neither I
Ajay
have
Kumar, sir.
mentioned about it. Yes sir,
Sir,
Jason sir.
actually, nowadays, actually, BSA came into the force. Previously, 65B is there. As per the Indian, what to say, as per BSA Act also, they
अच्छा
have to
अधिनियम।
provide the actual cloned or mirror copy as per the P. Gopal Krishnan alias Dilip versus state of Kerala. But actually, the investigation officer simply they producing the photos. Actually, the photos are not at all valid because why I am saying through camera we are the capture the photo. Subsequently, the camera is the primary evidence. Subsequently, where we are pasting those photos in the desktop or laptop, those are the secondary evidence. From the secondary evidence, those photos are generating. It will not come into the force.
हम्म। नो
So,
दैट।
as per the present Bharat Shiksha Adhinayam, in addition to 65B, in 63 subsection 4, 63 subsection 4 subsection C, what is stating? The person who made a photograph, he has to give the certificate along the expert opinion certificate also.
Yeah,
Nowadays,
sir. That is why I was telling you, no, sir. Nowadays, see, sir, nowadays, photography or electronic evidences are considered under BSA, under BNS also, BNSS also. The photography or even electronic, this one, evidences are being considered as a valid document. So that is why I was telling you, not just the photography. If I have taken a photograph, I will have to give a documentation. Documentation is nothing but the expert opinion about
yes,
the same, that why this photographs. Okay, and that
uh,
photography, when I'm taking the photograph, I'm giving the evidence, expert opinion about that photograph. You have to question, if you are standing as a defense lawyer or a public prosecutor, you will have to question me because I have taken the photograph. So
yeah,
if
actually,
I
I'm
am,
basing on that. Yeah, exactly what you are saying.
yeah,
Basing on that evidence only, in
yeah,
the murder case recent 304B, I
yeah.
filed a perjury because you are filed photographs to mislead me. How can you, without providing the hash value and cloned or mirror copy? Now still the case is pending. When I am attending this court, judge is simply giving the adjournment 1 or 2 months to protect the police officer.
Right. So, so that is there, sir. That is very clear, sir. I will tell you, Jason, sir, Gopal, sir, everyone who is listening to me, sir, madam. It is very clear that we will have to understand one thing, that if a photograph has been taken, that has to be documented. Why this photograph, or if a painting has to be done about the same, recreation, that part has to be done very clearly. Like I showed you an image of the house. If you remember the last slide, a house, 3D image. Okay, so exactly where the body was found, where did the point of origin, where was it from? Okay, what was the condition of the glass and windows? Everything has to be made sure, and the same should be written down. And the same, the written down part is what Jason sir is mentioning about. That is crime scene report, documentation, and that documentation has to be signed and sealed by me because I have taken that thing. I have made sure. So authentication is very important. That I have to, so questioning will be to the one who took the photograph. Questioning to will be to the one who has made the document ready. Okay. I hope it is clear to everyone. Jason sir, is it
Yeah.
clear? Jason sir? Jason sir? Jason sir, I can't hear you. Jason sir? Okay, is there any other doubts? Yeah, Satyanarayan sir. Sir, you will have to unmute yourself.
No doubt, sir. Clear, sir.
Yes, sir. Jason sir, I hope it is clear. I didn't get a response. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. It's very clear.
Okay. Gopal sir, Jalad sir, Nandini ma'am, Ajay sir, if there is any doubt?
Sir, I have a request.
Yes, sir, Ajay sir.
Please, you have a vast experience of, into fire forensics and postmortem things. Please share some of the cases wherein you required lot of expertise. Evidence was quite misleading,
Okay.
but you still were able to reach a conclusive, postmortem. Please share such cases because these will help us understanding
Done, sir.
the what you are teaching in practice also.
Done, sir. Done, sir. I will. I will, sir. 100%.
Exactly what I am asking, sir asked to you, sir. Please send those cases. Actually, it is reference for us. Even
Okay.
actually, sometimes in the trial court, the advocates are not allowed to, even though they are asking the judges, they are not typing. So, basing on the trial court governments only, we are approaching the high court. At the time, high court, it is very difficult. And basing on those judgments only, we try to save the innocent persons. So, please refer those judgments, sir.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. 100%, sir. I will, sir.
Okay.
So we will have a session just on that part, sir.
Okay, very good, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
No problem, sir. Please, everything is for you all, sir. We all will grow together.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Is there any other doubts?
No, sir.
I hope everyone's doubt is clear. We will meet next week. And for sure, by that time, I will, go through my, collection of burn cases which I have dealt with. If there is such cases which can help us to come to a conclusion, I will surely use that, and then we'll end up this session in the next week. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.